FairyABC's new meadows are just so amazing that I just have to make a list about them. Because there are currently only 10 unique meadows, not including the ones that were previously in Pixie Hollow, I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. But as a disclaimer, I don't like calling my number 10 pick my least favorite because I love it so much. I just like the other meadows better. So if you love the number 10 meadow or even the number 9 or 8 meadow, I love it too, and I don't like putting it at the bottom. It's just that I really wanted to talk about them, yet there are only 10 meadows. And I'm not including any of the meadows that were in the original Pixie Hollow, like Lizzie's Fairy House and the new Camp Pixie Dust area. I'm only including the ones that weren't originally in Pixie Hollow, and there are 10 of them. So I'm going to be ranking them, even though I don't like calling it ranking them because I love the meadows in the bottom. So let's get started with the actual list. Number 10 on this list, although I still love this meadow, is Candyland. Candyland is the most hidden out of all the new meadows, and I got so stumped while looking for it. But looking for it will be a cherished memory, even though I had to ask for hints. The meadow is based on the board game I played when I was little, and maybe you have too. Yeah, and the meadow looks really cool. I love all the colors, the candy, and the happy music. I also find it cool that there's a hidden Candyland somewhere in Neverland. I just find it really cool. Although this meadow is really happy and I really like all the candy and colors and stuff, it just feels like something's missing in the meadow, which is why I only put it on number 10. It's probably because there isn't as much detail in the art of the meadow, but I really like the idea of a hidden candy land. Honestly, I was slightly disappointed when I realized that it isn't actually Wonderland because I love Wonderland, but I still like what they did and I'm not mad about it. Your fairy can finally go underwater and be totally dry when she leaves. The underwater effects are amazing and I love the fish adding this little detail. I think the fish are the best part of the meadow, but I also like this mysterious feel in some places, like the dark underwater cavern thingy, that makes you really want to explore the underwater realm. The main reason why I like this meadow is because it's underwater. It is a great place to roleplay as a mer fairy or just make a video. My only issue with this world is how personally, for me, it feels like a generic underwater world, but I like how it feels mysterious and exciting, and I like the fact that it's underwater. At first, I thought Seashell Beach was just another beach meadow that won't beat Palm Tree Cove, but there's so much neat little stuff in the meadow. This includes a nice turtle area and even a canoe, along with some really cool coral plants. There doesn't need to be another beach in the hollow, but I love all the little things that are added in the meadow, which makes me like it better. And I just find this meadow to be really cool and just a nice place to film videos in. We're only on number 7 and we're already on the unbelievably amazing meadows. The forested pathlet looks a lot like a magical forest, which is perfect for fairies to live in. I feel like this meadow totally describes fairies because when you think of fairies, you think of either gardens or forests, and this is a nice forest for fairies. Because there's a signpost which leads to other meadows, this just reminds me of the start of a magical journey, and the music even fits everything. I wonder how the leaves turn orange in one part of the meadow and they're really green in the other part, which is probably my favorite part about the meadow. The mushroom cottages are cool and I wonder who lives there. Maybe there'll be a location in the future similar to what Pixie Hollow did with the tree houses in Neverberry Thicket a while ago, and for the portal in the mystical loft. This meadow makes you excited to explore the magical realms and just, I don't know, makes me think of hiking. And I like how, unlike the other meadows, there's a sign which leads back to Cavendish, which is convenient. The Water Lily Pool is a large, magical pool with golden statues pouring water in. This pool has beautiful water animations and nice spots, such as lily pads to sit in, which kind of makes the meadow feel magical in some parts. This meadow reminds me of summer. It just seems relaxing to sit on one of those lily pads. And there's a bunch of pretty rose petals in the meadow too. Outside the pool is a bunch of beautiful greenery and a fountain as well. So this meadow is really, really beautiful. That's all I really have to say. Did you know that Sue, one of our admins, has a farm you can visit? This little farm is really cute. I love seeing the garden fairies working in the farm and providing food for us fairies. I really enjoyed the details that were added, from the wells to a little tea house. I honestly wish this meadow was higher on the list, but these other meadows wow me even more. But I love this meadow so much because you can see where fairies get their food. Behind the portal in the mystical loft is Rose Island. This meadow is themed off of hearts and it's number 4 on this list. It takes place at night time, and it's basically a fairy dance ring. What stands out about this meadow for me is that the fairy dance is mentioned a lot in the books, and now you can see the ring. I really like these little fireworks, and the candles are cool as well. I really enjoy seeing the animated fairies dancing around the ring. The only thing wrong with that meadow is how small it is. Small meadows are easier to navigate and generate faster, but unfortunately don't have much in them. But this meadow is really beautiful. If you want peace, then go to the Midnight Meadow. The music and atmosphere of this meadow makes it very peaceful. Pretty much all of Pixel's meadows are peaceful and magical, but this one's just so relaxing and beautiful. The nighttime sky is gorgeous, and my favorite part about the meadow is the little pond. There are some fairies hanging out there for a midnight celebration. The little specks that follow your fairy around add to the magic in a large way. If you haven't visited the meadow, just click on the grape plant by the tea room, and you'll be very glad you did. You'll all automatically feel very relaxed and happy. Trust me. Wow, the realm is breathtaking, and I'm sure you all agree with me. Although I've never watched Game of Thrones, I still love the realm. This is actually right when I wanted a new meadow that was in a castle, which is cool. The cool thing about the realm for me personally is that when you're at the top it feels like daytime, but near the castle it feels like night because it's darker. Yeah, that's how I see the meadow. The realm also has a beautiful fountain as well as many other magical things that I can't explain because there's too much of them. Let me just say that these blue mist thingies are very magical, and I really like the fantasy theme. And the realm music is my personal favorite out of all the new Meadow songs. I could listen to it all day. The realm was so close to number 1, but my biggest problem with it is how large it is. I'm okay with a large meadow because there's a lot of stuff to make it wonderful, but it just makes the meadow difficult to navigate and it takes a while to generate. The new map helps with the navigation issue, but still takes a while to generate. This was very, very close to number 1. It's just this one little problem, and I also just like the number 1 pick better. Well, the Mystical Loft is the only meadow I haven't talked about yet, so I guess this means it's my favorite. The reason why I love this meadow is because it feels like a normal garden in a way, but it's really magical at the same time. That's why I love visiting this meadow, because it's like having a secret garden and visiting it. The meadow has a pool, a magical forest near the pool, and a portal which actually leads to Rose Island. There are even some of these button things which I have pictures of if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But these button thingies could be great for future quests. And I also like this rocky cliff thingy with a tea table. A long time ago I actually imagined a fairy garden with that same cliff, which is probably the reason why I love this mystical loft so much. The music of the meadow might not be as good as the real music, but I like how it has some of the music from the first Tinkerbell movie in it. So, the reason why I love this meadow is because I want to visit it in real life. Sure, I love to visit the other meadows too, but this one feels a little more like real life because of all the greenery probably, yet it's very magical at the same time. And it also encourages me to see magic in the real world. Again, I love all the meadows, even the ones at the bottom. FairyABC's new meadows are awesome, and I'd like you to tell me your favorite in the comments.